everybody.
Hey,
This is MaJeliv. We're the Vasquez Family. I'm Matthew.
I'm Jenny.
I'm Jemmy.
I'm Jose.
And I'm Joshua.
And today we are going to be reacting to the official trailer
Change.
of Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah.
We officially see Hugh Jackman in his Wolverine outfit in the thumbnail here. We're very excited to jump on in, so we won't talk too much here. We saw the teaser a couple months back, and yes, we are extremely excited to see these two come together, and hopefully it's going to be a very fun ride.
Yeah.
Not sure what to expect, but anyway, we're going to jump on in. Thank you guys for joining us today. Let's jump into the official trailer of Deadpool and Wolverine. Here we go.
I told you, you're not welcome here. You're not welcome
Oh, it almost looks identical to the video game.
Yeah, it's just...
Give me one more drink and then I'll leave.
Hi, Peanut. I'm gonna need you to come with me right now.
Lady, I'm not interested.
All right, well, we're sort of on the tick-tick, so upsy daisy.
Wait, but that's like the video game.
Oh, whiskey dick of the claws. It's quite common Wolverines over 40.
You don't want this.
Unless you want to take a deep breath through your fucking forehead, I suggest you reconsider.
Oh my.
Oh my gosh, look at him.
I'm about to lose
Wow.
everything that I've ever cared about. Now,
Man.
my problem. Is that what you said when your world went to...
Come again.
This Wolverine let down his entire world.
Huh. Oh.
Oh!
Want to talk about what's haunting you, or should we wait for a third act flashback?
Huh.
Man.
Crazy.
Oh my gosh, of all songs.
But you do.
Trust me, kid, I'm no hero.
You were an X-Man. You were the X-Man.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Joking.
Whoa.
Oh my gosh, TVA.
Woo.
Wow.
Man.
Boys are so silly.
Huh.
Oh my gosh.
Whoa.
What?
Slow motion action sequence. Who knows if you live or die?
Wait, there's so much there. What?
Wow.
Let's go.
Doctor,
Oh my goodness.
what?
Oh.
wait, are they going
my
to-
Goodness.
Where are they
Time
going?
jump.
Endgame?
Endgame?
Want to do some cocaine? Hey, cocaine is the one thing that Feige said is off limits.
What about Bolivian marching
They
powder?
know all the slang terms. They have a list.
Even snowboarding? White girl interrupted?
Even Forrest Bump.
Do you want to build a snowman?
Yes. I can't.
Oh my.
My God.
Wow.
What did we just see? I'm still like processing everything we just saw.
What?
There's so much there. Oh my
So that was
goodness.
that's
Let's
Professor
effing
X's sister,
go.
I'm guessing, based on what we saw in the comments, right?
Who's
His
this?
sister?
Who's
Professor X's sister or something?
Oh really?
Well, she was controlling the metal in his
Oh man, she's
Unless,
pretty
I don't
powerful.
know. Listen, we don't know much about who that.
I'm
could
not gonna pretend like I know a lot.
be. Yeah, I don't. I have no clue what they'll be doing.
There's
here,
certain
but-
things that I recognize, like
The
the
Ant-Man
Time Eater from
mask?
Loki and
And
The what from
what's
Loki?
the Time Eater from Loki.
Time Eater from Loki.
And the
that-
Ant-Man helmet you're saying?
the
Ant-Man
helmet, yeah, the
Yeah,
helmet.
the
I mean,
Doctor,
it's fun.
Doctor Strange
Strange.
portals. Then you saw Endgame. You saw what's his name? Ant-Man's or Giant Man, I guess.
Yeah.
His helmet.
Yeah.
It looks violent. It looks like a lot of fun. It looks like there's some emotional stuff there.
And it's interesting too, the whole Deadpool, like figuring out, okay, I have to save people. What does that mean? Kind of thing.
Yeah.
Where he's like, he's not used to being the hero, as you can very much tell.
Yeah.
Well, like a hero, like saving people.
This looks like there's a lot packed in.
There's
there.
a lot
of
in
emotion.
there.
You also that interesting
Yeah.
note about how this Wolverine let his world down. What does that mean? Like, was this
Yeah.
Yeah.
if this is the
So
one?
which Wolverine is it? Because we've not. So this is a new Wolverine for us,
I guess.
in the sense that I don't know. Is this
Yeah, have we seen him? Like, how we met this version of him?
right? Because is he a whole new Wolverine?
Because I know even
Or
the
is he
Fox
the-
universe, it was very
Right,
confusing
there's the
after
Fox
Days
universe.
of Future Past. Like, all that stuff, and then
It's just so
obviously
much
cut to
violence,
Logan.
man. I don't even like.
That's the
and I-
comic
I-
book.
and
I-
That's
yeah.
very
Yeah.
comic accurate.
I'm
especially
just-
Deadpool,
I'm
but-
just curious because there's always, whenever you're going into combat or into fighting, like what's the emotional driving factor behind it? I think. This
Oh
was-
man, look, there's.
I know, but I'm just saying the selling points of all the violence. I'm just curious as to what placement they have in the story and what their purpose is. I think it's a lot of glorification of violence, and it's being commercialized to an audience that enjoys that, and it's not something that I don't like seeing if it's not for a purpose. So I'm
Yeah.
just curious to see where they're
Yeah.
placed and what
Yeah,
they'll
what it's
mean.
truly for.
Because you just see scenes where Wolverine and Deadpool are working together, and then they're not working together. So I think for me that was a little frustrating and confusing, but that's the exciting thing about seeing the movie is you see the full fleshed out story and how they lead into these crazy sequences. Because
Yeah.
then they have purpose, then they have meaning. I'm not excited per se
Right.
because it's just
Right.
I'm not like, oh my god, I can't wait to see Wolverine, slice Deadpool in the spot. No, I mean that's not why I want to go see this movie. It's because I want to see the emotions of Wolverine and to
Yeah,
see these
story.
things unfold. And these actors have fun as well because I think that's the biggest part.
Yeah.
It's in the madness of all this. You get to see people who care about these characters come in and do what they can to truly bring them to life and to show us what we love, which is these characters and these stories. So, I for me, it's not as simple as, oh my god, let's go. It's not. It's very much like, let's see. I'm excited to see just the.
Yeah. Well, I think
Yeah.
the violence
Well,
naturally comes with the characters that they are, like Dad was saying. But I agree. I think it's what's the heart of the story. I mean, clearly they've emphasized the fact that Deadpool there's stuff at stake. There's the people, his loved ones, and we're finding Wolverine in a different state here. So I'm curious to see what his role is, how he plays into Deadpool's story, because ultimately at the end this is Deadpool's third movie. And so it's really Deadpool's story, and that's why we have the violence. I think Wolverine as well, like both of their worlds have always kind of collided in different ways, and I think the fact that they get to come together. But to your point, I think that's very true, Josh. I think it's will it be more than just a cash grab and more of just a fan service for the sake of just seeing these two together?
There's so many
and what's
movies
the
like
ultimate
that
story?
already,
You know,
Yeah.
I would hope though,
It looks
again,
like it might
because
be a
Ryan
story.
Reynolds is behind this and has helped write it, I do have faith that they are staying true to what his character journey is, and also, Hugh Jackman, I would hope, he ended off the character so well with Logan, right? And I would hope, and I have faith that he would have a good reason to want to come back. Like it'd be a good way to also not mess that up and still honor that, but then still have a fun way to come back and in a way kind of maybe a love letter to the fans,
There's
being an
some
optimist
scenes,
and
yeah.
having some faith there. But
Because you see
it's
the heart
exciting.
sprinkled in there. Like, you can definitely see it and, the whole, want to save the people that Deadpool cares about. And also with Wolverine's past, that seemed very interesting. Like, oh, what happened in his world? So it's definitely there. But you could tell, obviously, a trailer is supposed to hype people up. So they're very much, they focus on those fighting interactions because, that's what Deadpool's known for. I mean, his name is Deadpool, for crying out loud. Like,
Yeah.
Deadpool.
He makes
There's gonna
pools
be
of
blood.
blood, yeah.
That's just in his character.
Right.
But like what Josh said, I really like that because will it be intentional or is it just being glorified throughout the whole movie? We'll just have to watch and find out. So it's
I'm also-
very intriguing.
I'm curious how they're going to continue to try to explain how all of this makes sense in terms of. I mean, obviously, this is not the first time we're going to jump into the multiverse. We've watched Loki. We've seen, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness.
At
But
this point, it's not appealing. It's just like
It's
where's the emotion?
it's more like it's story wise. How are they going to make the X-Men work out in the future? How are they going to bring them in, and also how, if we're seeing them go into these moments that we've experienced in the past, how are they going to make that make sense? I'm very curious. I mean, obviously we've already seen Patrick Stewart play Wolverine. That'd be quite interesting. Seeing him play Professor X in his iconic chair and all this stuff.
But they've done that a couple times now.
Right.
And
Is it
look
just
what
is it
they've
just
done.
the moment?
It's just to get people in the theater.
Right.
So it's at this. I want to see a good story. That's all I care about.
Yeah.
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 That's really, we were reflecting on that before
Same
watching
here.
this trailer. That was really what was so great about those first three phases of Marvel was that in the midst of all of it, there was a great, a great story just in characters holding everything together. Because if not, it's just that. It's just fan service and cash grab. And listen, I think that's why we loved experiencing it so much as a family, from the beginning of this channel. And for those of you that know, Infinity War being one of our first reactions, like, it was the story and our, our commitment to the journey that these characters were taking, So I think that's why right now the only thing that's really attaching us to this story is Deadpool's journey.
And Wolverine.
And Wolverine, but also from the sound of it, it's not all of...
It's not the Wolverine we know.
Not the full Wolverine we know, to an extent. I'm not sure. So
yeah, it's very curious to learn which Wolverine this is and what his story is.
Yeah.
I am all in agreement with Josh. I feel like this trailer definitely glorifies that violent part, and I'm not saying I'm not expecting violence because of these two characters that we're seeing. From the very first line of the movie, you have, the F word. So I do feel like, to me, it seemed like this obvious trailer of like, alert, like rated R. It's not a family summer movie. It's like, this is for the violence and language and action loving fans out there who want to see the blood, the action, the violence, all that stuff that these two characters bring. And I think for fans of these characters, I'm sure people want to see the comics come to life, and
which I think they would say it is comic accurate, right? Yeah.
Right. So I mean, like Josh said, I think as long as the story is there that justifies, in some way, all of this. I mean, even if that means like the backstory, right? The trauma, the anger, the purpose for which someone becomes this way. I'm very curious to see that.
Yeah.
It's very easy.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and say it. It's very easy to be very kind of stiff-arm this concept of a movie because it's so violent and so language-filled. Excuse me. But at the core of it, when you follow the Wolverine story from just the comic books and then through the movies that came out when we were kids, all the way through now, and you look at Deadpool's story, I mean, language and violence, but there's a heart there. There is a true, like, the stakes are high for the character. It's a very interesting arc. Obviously, he's a kind of character that I know that some of us here would be like, wow, he's just out there. But he's still part of, he offers a great conversation as a character, Deadpool.
Yeah.
I'm fully in this because of Wolverine. My favorite character as a kid, and I'm not just as a character, but also Hugh Jackman's one of my favorite actors. So if he's bowing out to this role with this movie, I'm intrigued. Like, besides working with Ryan Reynolds, which I imagine it's just a blast, what else? What else is in this story that drew him in to do this again, Because I felt like a lot of people did. I think he thought he was done after Logan with Wolverine. So why come back and do this? So that's one thing that's bringing me to the theater.
Yep.
There's a lot there in terms of character and where the character could potentially exist now. That's pretty interesting to me. But apart from that, I do share the feeling of, well, it's a trailer and we got to show the really hype stuff to get people to see it because it's true. Marvel does not have the best track record right now. So you kind of have to get people in the theater. So you got to show the stuff that sells. It's just the way of the business, right?
Yeah.
It's just the way it is. You got to show a little blood, little slice and dice, some spicy language. You got to do it. Or else how do people go see them? Hugh Jackman is great. So is Ryan Reynolds great. But is that going to get people in the theaters? Maybe not. The Marvel's attached, and that is a little dicey these days. So you got to do what you got to do to get people in the theater, and I'm okay with that. So, but I agree. Look, Josh, I think it's very wise to be skeptical because we live in an age where people are compromising good story for the sake of flair and fun.
Style
right, and so that's not okay. Not for our family. Yeah. So that does not fly. It doesn't meet the standard of how we like to operate and what we like to experience.
Right.
So I think you have to go in with a sense of, well, let's see what this is. Why? Why are you putting me through this?
Yeah.
Is it just so that I could feel a little funny while I chew my popcorn? I mean, no. It has to
Or
have.
does
a
it
lot more.
elevate? Does it elevate both characters?
Right.
Ideally, it would. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean
Ideally,
that's
it
I think
elevates
that's a very wise way to go into it, Josh. So hopefully,
I'm on. Yeah, I'm exactly.
hopefully the music is good and all of the. I mean, the sequences will be fun and great
Madonna.
and cool, but I mean, there's some Madonna music. Yeah. Yeah. So
Yeah,
all
we'll
in
see.
all,
We'll see.
we'll have to see how it goes. And I guess there's little things that happen so quickly. There was a picture of who he saved, Wolverine. I mean, I wanted to see who that was. Oh, the other thing I was going to say, it's important for the rest of you, Mom, Jemmy, and Josh, to watch Deadpool because the room of people that he has in the teaser, all of those people have some serious emotional connection to Deadpool, and there's a reason why he's created this world for himself, and that is pretty fascinating to experience. So if that's at stake, already the story could have a lot of potential because he went out of his way to make sure he kind of got what he was hoping for. So it's very interesting.
And those were our thoughts on the official trailer of Deadpool and Wolverine. Clearly, we have a lot of thoughts on it, and I'm sure you do too, and I think a lot of people will. But nonetheless, it's very, I think, exciting, and we're eager to see what this story entails because, you know, as we've learned, trailers can show a lot, but especially with these two characters, I feel like there's a lot that we still haven't seen, hopefully. So, yes, we want to hear your thoughts down in the comments. Meet us down there. Let us know what you thought. Maybe some little Easter eggs or things like that you guys noticed, new things, because they definitely showed a lot of new little snippets of them traveling and doing different things. We saw some confirmations of different characters that you guys were speculating. I forget the names and people that you guys were referencing, but that one lady, well, again, I think the connection to Professor X and then Magneto and other stuff, I don't think is coincidental. I think there is a purpose there. I forget what her role is, but definitely we'd love some clarification on that. You guys know a lot of great comic book knowledge, so meet us down there and let us know. Give us your great dissertations on comic book knowledge and great things to know going into a movie like this. So, yes, meet us in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video and you want to have access to more MaJeliv videos and Uncut Watch Along specifically, you guys can have access to those by becoming a member of this channel by either clicking the link in the description or those comments above to have access to our Patreon, or by clicking that join icon next to the subscribe button. So you have two ways to become members of this channel, have access to Uncut Watch Alongs that we do to movies, TV episodes, things like that. We've done reactions to, you know, Loki Season 2, Season 1, you know, Star Wars stuff, Ahsoka. You know, you guys can check all that out. We have a lot of different reactions on there if you guys are interested. But regardless, you being here today means a lot to us. So thank you. Go out there, spread your light, and we'll see you guys in the next MaJeliv video. Have a MaJeliv day.
Bye.
Bye.